Okay, now we will continue. Next one, Kohlraasch law. Last class we have discussed the basic terms. There is a resistance, conductance, specific conductance, molar conductance, equivalent conductance, everything. And now we'll see the Kohlraasch law. Kohlraasch law of independent migration of ions. This Kohlraasch law is mainly applicable. We can use to calculate the limiting molar conductivity of weak electrolyte or molar conductivity or equivalent conductivity of weak electrolytes at infinite dilution. Okay, so before that, at infinite dilution, we know that the ion can exist as independent and it can contribute the ionic mobility or ionic conductance to the overall conductance of the molecule. Let us take an electrolyte. Let me take here sodium chloride, for example, Na plus and Cl minus. At infinite dilution, so if add a more amount of water at infinite dilution or zero concentration, at infinite dilution. So, infinite dilution means there is no more interaction between the Na plus and Cl minus. At that stage, Na plus can behave as an independent ion and Cl minus also behaves as an independent ion. And this ion can contribute some of the conductance toward the overall conductance of the solution, and the Cl minus also conduct or contribute some of the ionic conductance towards the overall molar conductance. Whatever the source of the sodium here, anyhow, if you take sodium chloride, the sodium ion in that case it is coming from NaCl. If you take sodium bromide, for example, again at infinity dilution, again the sodium ion, whether it is coming from sodium bromide, sodium chloride, or you take some sodium acetate, doesn't matter. Whatever the type of the electrolyte, at infinite dilution, each ion behaves independently. It can show only one type of ionic mobility or ionic conductance. That is the same for whatever the type of the ion, from where it may come. So, by using this, we can calculate the limiting molar conductivity of weak electrolyte. Why? Because at infinite dilution now the overall molar conductance is equal to the sum of the ions present in that electrolytic solution. If like sodium chloride case, so what is the molar conductance at infinite dilution means? At infinite dilution we have sodium plus ion, Cl minus ion. So sodium plus contributes some of the ionic conductance and Cl minus also can contribute some of the ionic conductance. The overall, these two sum can give the overall molar conductance at infinite dilution. Now there is no more interaction between the Na plus and Cl minus. Now we can write the Kohlraasch law like this. The statement or definition for the Kohlraasch law. At infinite dilution, at infinite dilution, the molar conductance, either molar or ion equivalent, the molar conductance, or you can take equivalent conductance of an electrolyte is the algebraic sum of all the ionic mobilities or ionic conductance, algebraic sum of all the ionic conductance of all the ions or all the contributed ions. So it is an electrolyte is the algebraic sum of ionic conductance of all the contributed ions present in that electrolytic solution. That is the Kohlraasch law. So at infinite dilution, the molar conductance or equivalent conductance of electrolyte is the overall sum or algebraic sum of ionic conductances of all the contributed ions. let us take one electrolyte like AB electrolyte. Let AB an electrolyte. Which can give the ions A plus and B minus. Then the equivalent conductance at infinity dilution for this AB electrolyte is equals to the sum of the ionic conductances of all ions. Here two ions, A plus and B minus, one cation, one anion. So ionic conductance of A plus H infinity dilution and ionic conductance of B minus at infinity dilution. And here this we also call, this is lambda, already we know that, and this also called lambda. This also we pronounce as a lambda, but this lambda represents ionic mobility and this lambda represents molecules. This is a ionic conductance and this is a molecular conductance. A small difference. Where lambda, it indicates that ionic conductance. Lambda indicates the ionic conductance. And this is a formula for Kohlrausch law. At infinity dilution, the equivalent conductance of an electrolyte is the sum of the ionic conductances of all ions present in that solution, simply. And if I take an electrolyte like this, general electrolyte, for general electrolyte like AX and BY. Anyhow, this can give the ions like X A power Y plus and Y B power X minus, where A assume as a cation, B assume as an anion, then X number of cations and Y number of anions can be produced. And in this case, we can write the equivalent conductance at infinity dilution for AXBY is equals to ionic conductance of A is A power Y plus and ionic conductance of B X minus. And one important point here, if ionic conductances are also given in terms of in these units, if ionic conductance is given in the units, is ohm inverse, centimeter square, equivalent units. If the units are like this, ionic conductance, then you can use this formula. Otherwise, this formula will change. Or else, if ionic conductance is given in the unit, ohm inverse, centimeter square, mole inverse, then you will not get this formula, then formula will be changed. In that case, we will get lambda equivalent of AX BY. This is equals to, we know that according to the equivalent and molar conductance, there is lambda molar conductance at infinity dilution of AX BY by XY. And what is the molar conductance of AX BY means? There is X times of AX, molar conductance, AY plus at infinity dilution plus Y number of molar conductance of BX minus by XY. And this is a formula if you use the ionic conductance in this unit. And if you use ionic conductance in this unit, we can take directly equivalence. But if it is in terms of moles, you have to use this formula and the value will get difference. So here two cases we have. Let us take the two cases. This is very important and sometimes confusing part also. Let me take case 1. We should take little care here. If ionic conductance if ionic conductance, there is a lambda, is given in ohm inverse, centimeter square, mole inverse. This is one case, and the second case it may give ohm inverse, centimeter square, equivalent inverse. Then another case. In that case, if this is the one, then the formulas will become like this. Let us take examples. Here directly with the examples we will take. There is H2SO4, for example. We want to calculate the molar conductance of H2SO4 at infinity dilution. Then the molar conductance for H2SO4 at infinity dilution is equals to the sum of the ionic conductance. Here two hydrogen ions are there. So, this is the sum of the ionic conductance of all the ions. Here two hydrogen ions. The molar conductance is a molar ionic conductance at infinity dilution plus the molar ionic conductance of sulfate 2 minus at infinity dilution. And this is a formula for molar conductance. And if they ask equivalent conductance for H2SO4, what is the equivalent conductance? Then the formula equivalent conductance will become like this. At infinity dilution, so that is equals to molar conductance at infinity dilution by n factor. What is n factor? N factor is 2. So, if you want to write in terms of ionic conductance, this will be 2 by 2. Ionic mobility at infinity dilution for H plus half of ionic mobility of sulfate ion. And this is equivalent conductance and this is a molar conductance. You see the difference when you take the units like this: ohm inverse, centimeter square, mole inverse. Similarly, let me take barium chloride, one more example here. Same molar conductance at infinity dilution. This is 1:2 type. Then lambda molar conductance of barium 2 plus ions at infinity dilution. Here two chlorines are there. So, 2 molar conductance and Cl minus. And if you want to find the equivalent conductance of barium chloride, again here the ionic mobilities are the same, that is in terms of ohm inverse, centimeter square per mole. Then in this case also n factor is same too. We have the relation between molar conductance and equivalent conductance. Equivalent conductance equal to molar conductance by n factor 2. So, now this we can write 1 by 2 of this is molar conductance of barium 2 plus and molar conductance of Cl minus. So, this is the case 1 if the ionic conductance are given like this. In the second case, case 2, if the ionic conductance lambda is given as or given in units ohm inverse, centimeter square, equivalent inverse, then let us take the same examples for H2SO4. And this is lambda. Now the units are ohm inverse, centimeter square, equivalent inverse, nothing but this is the equivalent ionic mobility. Then let us take equivalent conductance now. Equivalent conductance of H2SO4 at infinity dilution. We can take directly the equivalent. Here ionic conductance is given in terms of equivalence. The previous case this is in moles, but here it is equivalent. We are changing the symbol. infinity dilution and H plus. In case of equivalents, we will not take any stoichiometric option, directly we can write, and plus equivalent conductance of SO4 2 minus, and this is a formula. But if they ask in terms of molar conductance, the same only molar conductance. In case of molar conductance, what is the formula? The formula is equivalent conductance into n factor. What is the n factor here? 2. So, 2 into equivalent conductance of H2SO4. Then what is the H2SO4 equivalent conductance? That is twice of ionic conductance of H plus, and this is twice of ionic conductance of SO4 2 minus, these two. Now you can see the difference, molar conductance of H2SO4 here and molar conductance of H2SO4 here. So here 2 times of H plus and one time of SO4 2 minus. But here 2 times of H plus ions and one time of sulfate ions. Why it is? Again you convert. This is given ionic mobilities in equivalence, and this equivalence you convert into molars. One equivalent equal to ionic mobility at equivalent equivalence is equals to molar conductance. That is molar conductance by n factor. In case of H plus, n factor is 1, so we will get the same only. In place equivalence, you can write molar here. Same equivalence of sulfuric acid. Equivalent ionic conductance of sulfuric acid is equal to, so molar ionic conductance of sulfuric acid by 2. Again 2 will get cancelled out, you will get the same only. So this is very, very important, whether we are taking the ionic mobilities in terms of equivalence or we are taking the ionic mobility in terms of moles. So accordingly, the stoichiometry value will change. So this we have to observe very carefully. So very, very important. Most of the time we will do the mistakes here. Same, let us take barium chloride also. Example, one more. And again, ionic mobilities are given in terms of equivalence. Now, equivalent conductance of barium chloride at infinity dilution is equals to, if the ionic mobilities is given in terms of equivalence, so no need to take the stoichiometric option, directly we will take, and this is the one, plus equivalence of Cl minus, and this is a formula in terms of equivalence. But this if we convert into molar conductance of barium chloride, but here ionic mobilities is given in terms of equivalence, then the formula will become as lambda equivalent barium chloride into n factor. So here into n factor means into n factor for barium chloride is 2. Again this we can write 2 times of lambda equivalence of barium 2 plus and 2 times of lambda equivalence of Cl minus. This is the formula. Again this you can convert, lambda equivalent nothing but, and lambda means ionic mobility molarity into n factor by n factor. N factor for barium 2 will get cancelled out, and Cl minus case n factor is 1, so it remains 2 only, 2 times of ionic mobilities, molar ionic mobilities. And these 2 cases are very important. So now we will see, at infinite dilution we know that each ion behaves independently, so whatever the source of the ion it is. So with respect to that, let us take one note or example. We can write like, for same cations, we can use this as a kind of application also. For same cation, we can write the molar conductance of, let me take cation here, sodium fluoride at infinite dilution minus at infinite dilution sodium chloride. will be equals to, we can write at infinity dilution potassium fluoride, at infinity dilution potassium chloride. See, both the case the cation is the same, and here both the case the cation is the same. At infinity dilution, each ion behaves independently. Now the sodium ion, here this we can, why these two are equal? Here this infinity dilution, this we can write the ionic mobility of sodium plus and ionic mobility of F minus, and minus ionic mobility of sodium and ionic mobility of Cl minus is equals to, and this is ionic mobility of K plus and ionic mobility of F minus ionic mobility of K plus and minus ionic mobility of Cl minus. Ionic mobilities, it may be molar or equivalent, doesn't matter. See, at infinity dilution, the ions behaves as independently. The ionic mobility of Na plus and the ionic mobility of Na plus at infinity dilution, it is the same. Whether it is a sodium fluoride or sodium chloride, bromide, doesn't matter. It behaves independently. There is no interaction between the fluorine sodium and chlorine sodium at infinity dilution. No, it behaves independently. You don't know from where it is coming. Okay, you can cancel out. Similarly, at infinity dilution K plus and this K plus, again both are having the same value. Again we don't know the K plus ion coming from which ion. We cannot distinguish. It looks the same only, identical. At infinity dilution, all K plus ions are identical. So overall you will get lambda F minus minus lambda Cl minus is equal to lambda F minus minus lambda Cl minus. So that is why both are equal. So we can write like this for same cations. Similarly for same anions, we can write like this according to Kohlrausch law. That is, at infinity dilution sodium chloride minus at infinity dilution potassium chloride is equals to at infinity dilution sodium bromide is equals to at infinity dilution of potassium bromide. Here chlorides should be equal to the bromides. Again doesn't matter. Here anion is the same at infinity dilution. So you will get overall chlorine will get cancelled out, and here bromine will get cancelled out. What left? Sodium ion minus potassium ion should be equal to sodium ion minus potassium ion only. So we can write like this. That is the Kohlrausch law.